Hello subscribers! Today we'll be taking a look at the Mattel Jurassic World Dominion Sound Surge, Giganotosaurus, and Tyrannosaurus Rex. I got both of these off a Big Bad Toy Store. They were actually sold together, I didn't get them separately. And there was actually a set that had both of these in one packaging, and the T-Rex had a light brown color scheme. And fun fact, that light brown T-Rex was supposed to be released as a part of Dinoscape last year alongside a Carnotaurus and Baryonyx, but unfortunately those figures never came to the US. So I'm glad that Mattel decided to release the Sound Surge figures in the US for Dominion. Here is a better look at the T-Rex. It looks pretty cool, but nothing too special. Mattel has released so many Tyrannosauruses. And here's the back of the packaging. But the one I was really looking forward to is the Giganotosaurus, or Giganotosaurus, however you would like to pronounce it. Of course, this is the new antagonist dinosaur for Jurassic World Dominion, and unpopular opinion, I really like this design, so I'm excited to have another figure of this dinosaur. Here we have the Tyrannosaurus. It looks good. It's got the same detailing as the other Mattel T-Rexes, the scars, and of course, that movie-accurate head sculpt. But it's just not too exciting. Mattel has released so many T-Rexes to the point that any new one that comes out is just not special, with the exception of the Hammond Collection figure. So, when it comes to articulation, you can move the tiny arms, the giant legs, the oversized feet, and the ball-jointed tail. Oh yeah, I forgot about the jaw. I thought this was connected to the action feature, but it's not. You can pose it on your own, which is fantastic. And unlike the $15 figures from the main line, the sound hole is on the side instead of the underbelly, which is unfortunate because it looks really ugly. To activate the electronics, you simply push this button. When it comes to proportions, this toy is not perfect. The most glaring issue is the oversized head. You can especially make it out from the dorsal view. And of course, it's got the typical Mattel theropod big feet. For the paint job, I'm not going to be too harsh on it because this is just a budget figure. So, it's overall dark brown colors like the other Jurassic World Dominion T-Rex toys with this gray striping on the face and on the neck. Let's do some quick measurements with the flexible ruler. Height-wise, Rexy is about 5 inches tall, and for the length, I would say she's about 13 inches long. Moving on to the Giganotosaurus, which I think is the better of these two Sound Surge figures for many reasons. For one, the detailing is more crisp. Just look at that scalation on the leg. It's very prominent, and it's also shown on the torso and on the head, especially on the lower jaw. And of course, the underbelly is smooth, which is something to expect with a lot of dinosaur toys. Then you see the teeth are interlocking, and you're getting that same amount of detailing on the other side. Then we've got the arms, the big feet with the large scales, and of course the spiky armor plating. And the sound hole really isn't that noticeable, maybe because the Giganotosaurus' body is bigger and it has the dark striping, which is helping the sound hole blend in. The proportions are pretty darn good. The tail is appropriately large and long, and the head is not too big, nor is it too small. I felt like the head on the super colossal Giganotosaurus was just a bit too small. The only proportion issue I can point out is, of course, the oversized feet, which is unacceptable since Mattel has proved many times that they're able to make bipedal dinosaurs stand without having to oversize the feet too much. Let's bring out the Sound Surge Rexy. You can see that her head is just too big and her tail is too scrawny. The paint job is pretty much the same as the other Jurassic World Giganotosaurus toys. There's the dark gray striping, the yellow eye, and the greenish color. But as you can see, there is no paint on the hand claws, the toe claws, and no striping going down the tail. But like I said with the Sound Surge T-Rex, I can look past those issues since this is just a budget figure. This toy also has 8 points of articulation, including that wonderful posable jaw. Now let's hear those sound effects. I'm really liking the way this dinosaur sounds. That last roar was just terrifying. Starting off with our comparisons, here are the Sound Surge dinos next to their basic 6-inch and blind bag counterparts. Here we have the basic 6-inch Tyrannosaurus and Indominus Rex. Up next, we have 3 of the basic 12-inch dinosaurs. I really like how these two scales well with the Spinosaurus. Let's bring in some toys from the main line, specifically the species that are going to appear in Dominion. Of course, we gotta bring in the Hammond Collection figures. Based on the size of these two, they could very well fit in the 135 scale. Last but not least, here is the Collectae Xiphactinus and the Collectae Mini Xiphactinus. Well, there you have it guys, this was my review on the Mattel Jurassic World Dominion, Sound Surge, Giganotosaurus, and Tyrannosaurus Rex. Overall, these two are very well done, especially for being budget figures. Rexy, I felt like she could have been a bit better when it comes to the proportions, but also, I do not like how only the teeth on the upper jaw are painted and not the ones on the lower jaw. You either paint both or not at all. But the Giganotosaurus, the proportions are great and I really like the sculpt. I have to say, this is my favorite Jurassic World Dominion Giganotosaurus toy so far. The Super Colossal one, it's just too big and the head's just a bit too small. I could like the Strike and Roar figure better, but then again, that action feature is too excessive and really limits the posability. So, I'm going to give the Giganotosaurus a 7 or a 7.5 out of 10. Rexy, I'd say she gets a 5.5 out of 10. So, if you guys enjoyed this review, hit that like and subscribe button, and I hope you guys enjoyed Jurassic World Dominion.